What's up, you guys? Today I'm going to be talking about what stocks to buy now. As of today, we have been seeing kind of a pullback in the market. I did mention in my last video that we're probably most likely going to be seeing that, especially from the upturn we have in the beginning of this week. Now we're kind of seeing a pullback in the market, and now it's going to be a bit more volatile, and it's going to be another opportunity to get into stocks, to buy long term, or maybe a potential swing trade. I'm going to be talking about at least 5 stocks that I personally think is going to be a good buying opportunity, and wait a bit on the downtrend and or the pullback to basically enter these positions. I'm going to be talking about my thoughts on this. All I ask is you just take 5 seconds of your time, hit that like button below, subscribe if you haven't yet. We're trying to reach that 10K mark by the end of this year, so we're not too far off of that. We're at currently 2.5K. So if you're new to this channel, make sure to subscribe below. I'm going to go on the computer, show you guys my thoughts and entries for those positions. So you can see here, we have the SPY, the S&P 500, and I did mention in my last video we're most likely going to be seeing a pullback in the market just because of this big uptrend we had in Memorial Weekend. So as you can see now, we're kind of pulling back. We were at 306. Now we just bounced off that 300 mark. We're kind of uptrending again, grinding up. We might see a second leg down. We might see us close maybe around this 299 area. If we break below this 299 area, we're most likely going to see more of a pullback in the market and a lot more stocks selling off. I'm going to be talking about more opportunities that you guys can buy, especially if you guys want to swing trade or take a long-term position. I always mention in my videos that you don't want to buy at the top. You always want to wait for a pullback, at least in the market, to take long-term positions. So here we have the S&P 500. We're going to go to the 5-day chart. Now we're kind of seeing, we're still on an uptrend, right? But we're kind of getting a pullback in the market. When we're here in this channel, we're basically on the sell area, right? So most likely, I personally think, we're going to start seeing maybe moving sideways, maybe a little bit of a downtrend. But ultimately, I do think long term we're going to start seeing more of a bullish uptrend in the market. We're bound to see at least a pullback in the market, a little bit of a downtrend, just because we've been uptrending so much in the market. If you look at the 20-day chart, we're trading at fair value here. We could basically see around this area 294 all the way to 286 if it's a big sell-off, really bad news. But you can see we're still bullish in the market. So I'm going to be talking about stocks that I personally think are going to be a good buying opportunity and what price point you want to buy them at. And I'm also going to be talking about dividend stocks if you want to invest basically in the future and get paid dividends, payouts. So a stock that I'm going to be talking about for today is PK. Is because the fact is that PK is a very undervalued stock, and they pay a very good dividends. Currently, they suspended dividends because of this big pull they had in the market, and basically they suspended dividends. They might suspend it maybe for this whole year probably, but that doesn't mean they're never gonna resume paying dividends. So they might suspend it maybe a year or two, but after that you're gonna start getting paid most likely around this area again. So they're paying currently 45 to 55 and then 45 again cents in dividends, which is amazing to see. But you can see here at one point they even paid $1 per share off dividends. They've paid $2 off dividends, and this is every quarter, So $2.79, 49 cents, 49 cents, which is very crazy to see. I mean, if you can buy here, right, at this low price opportunity, I did mention in my last video, you want to kind of wait for under $10 to buy PK. I do think this is a buying opportunity right here we have, guys. I'm currently holding about 2,000 shares of PK, meaning I'm going to most likely, once they start paying dividends, and if they average around 50 cents dividends, I will be getting paid $4,000 every year just by owning this stock. And I'm going to make a quick calculation for you guys so you guys can see. So if you don't know what dividends is, basically every quarter some companies, depending on the company, will pay out dividends every quarter. Let's say PK subdivision of Hilton is currently paying around, let's average it of 50 cents per shareholder, right? So I own 2,000 shares. So we're going to do 2,000 shares and dividends for 2,000 shares, $100 that I'm going to be collecting. So they do that every quarter, and there's 4 quarters in a year. So you're making basically $4,000 off just profit just by owning the stock. And honestly, you're not doing any work, you're just reinvesting your money. I do think this is a great buying opportunity. I do think, we should be taking advantage of this time. It's kind of crazy to see how you can have your money work for you. And I didn't invest that much money. I have $20,000 invested in PK. It's a lot of money actually, but the return off dividends is crazy. It's almost around 20%. But currently they did suspend dividends. So don't expect a dividend payout maybe within a year or even 2 years until all of this gets back to normal. Another reason why I like PK is because it's still undervalued. It's still on the oversold side. You can see here on this graph that we're kind of still even below this. If you were to hold, right, and we get back to this normal trend where we're around $25 to even $35 in this cycle here, you're still going to make almost 3 times your initial investment along with dividends payouts. So if you don't want the dividend payout as a profit, you could even make profit off of selling it up here once the economy recovers. You're gonna have a double edge. You're gonna have getting paid out dividends as well as the opportunity of selling higher, and basically increasing your portfolio. So that's why I think PK is a really good stock to buy currently. I did say under $10 would be a good buying opportunity. I bought currently at the $7 range. I added a bit more positions here, right below the $10 range. I do think it's a really good opportunity. And if we see it downtrending a lot more in the market, maybe around the $8 to $7 range, I'll be adding more positions. Another stock we're going to be talking about, maybe the cruise line stocks, because they still think they're undervalued. They're kind of getting a pullback, especially with all this volatility that's happening in the market. And it's going to be another opportunity if you missed out to get back in. So, Norwegian Cruise Line trading at around $18 at the beginning of the week. Now we're kind of downtrending in the market, so we're kind of seeing this downtrend again. If you're a swing trader, this is probably one of the best stocks to start swing trading because there's so much volatility in the market. You can see here it was trading around $18, as of yesterday, and if we go here 5 days ago, right? It changed. It goes up crazy. I mean, 30% within the past 2 days is insane to see. There's so much volatility in the market. If you're a day trader, if you're a swing trader, it's a really good opportunity to buy low, sell high, buy low, sell high. So we're going to see another opportunity in the market to buy at this low price point here. Anything below, I do think we're still on sale here. Anything below $15 is on sale for me. That's just my opinion for Norwegian Cruise Line. Right now, I do think we're bullish in the market. We're seeing a pullback, but eventually we're going to start recovering now. And within, a lot of things are opening up. If we see a second wave in the coronavirus and things get a lot worse, then we might see a really big second leg down in the market. But as the feds are pumping in money, what you have to do, especially as a trader, you have to just go with the trend, go with the wave. And we're kind of seeing a pullback in the market, but I ultimately think we're still bullish in the market. And if we look at the S&P 500, we're still uptrending in the market here. Right? We're seeing a little bit of a pullback, and that's a good thing to see. If you see a bit of a pullback going up, grinding up really high, seeing a pullback here, and if it bounces, off this support level, you want to see something like this. You want to see it grind up, down, grind up, maybe bounce off the support level due to it being resistance, and you want to bounce off here and start grinding up slowly. That's a very good bullish sign. If we just pop up really here, like really hard, right? That's not what you want to see, especially if you're starting to see an uptrend in the market. And since we crossed, both of these EMA lines have crossed, we're officially bullish still in the market until we start seeing a very big sell-off. And the way the feds are basically protecting the market, I personally think if the feds didn't get involved and start pumping in cash into the stock market, we would not have seen this. A lot of day traders actually went bearish with the market when it was uptrending, and I don't disagree with them, but the fact is that since the feds have been pumping in cash and there's so much variables going on, it's hard to be bearish still in the market. So Norwegian Cruise Line, anything below $15 is a buying opportunity in my eyes. I do think we're still going to see an uptrend in the market. We're going to be also talking about Carnival Cruise Line, which is still, they basically trade around the same price action that I've noticed. So Carnival Cruise Line, Norwegian Cruise Line always trade around the same price average. If you look at them now, they're almost virtually identical. 1538, 1537, which is crazy to see. But I always see, since I always swing trade cruise line stocks, I tend to see that a lot. That they're pretty much the same price action. And then we're also going to be talking about airline stocks as well. We have Delta Airlines, which actually pays out dividends 40 cents for each share you hold. They probably, I haven't checked yet, but they're probably going to be suspending dividends just because this big sell-off they've had. I do think it's still in the buying area. We're going to go here to 20-day chart. We might want to see a bounce. Maybe anything below $23 would be a buying area for Delta Airlines, and it could even go as low as $19 again. Wait for the right opportunity to buy the stock. Don't just buy at the top. Don't buy at $29. Wait for a drop. Anything below $23 is a buying area for these airline stocks, as well as United Airlines is my thoughts on United Airlines as well. Anything below $26 is a buying area. You're going to see a lot more volatility probably within next week to see more or less where the stock market direction is moving. But I do think these stocks are a good opportunity long term, especially for many years to come. We're still kind of on the oversold side. $28 previously trading the highest of last year, $95, $82. Of course, it's going to take a long, maybe 2 years, I would personally say, for things to recover, the market to recover. But I do think millennials want to continue traveling. You could ask your friends, your family, people that have been stuck at home, people still want to travel. So when this thing gets better, when there's a vaccine, people are going to go out, people are going to still want to travel, people are still going to want to go on airlines, and that's my personal thought on it. I personally want to travel, I want to go on vacation, but that's just me. Ask other people around you and get their thoughts on it. And we're also going to be talking about basically 4 stocks that if you wanted to hold for many years, I would personally invest in these stocks. We're going to be talking about Microsoft. Microsoft is one of the best stocks to own. I'm going to be showing you guys basically a time frame, 20 years. We're going to go to the weekly chart. I'm going to show you guys, if you were to hold Microsoft, look how much of a, and they also pay out pretty good dividends just for owning the stock. So this is 10 years ago. 10 years ago, this stock was trading around $30. Went as high as $190. But that just shows you basically that Microsoft is a really good investment. My personal opinion, I would invest in Microsoft. I do think I would wait for the right opportunity when investing in Microsoft, right? So we're going to go to basically the 180-day chart. Right now it's trading at fair value. So anything, you could even buy here, anything below 180, 160, 164. We might start seeing a sell-off in tech stocks. They have been very strong lately due to this pandemic going on, but if we see a sale right below 180 around this area is good. I personally think it's a good buying opportunity. Anything below 180, even you could even buy here and hold for many years to come, and you'll still make. I think personally it would be a good investment. Microsoft, Amazon as well. Ticker symbol AMZN. Currently trading a bit above, fair value. So I would personally wait 2,200 area. Anything below here, I personally wait. I don't mind waiting for stocks to go on sale. They tend to always do. It's just a matter of waiting and when. So Amazon's another one, Apple as well, AAPL is another one. Anything below basically that 300 mark is on sale for a long-term hold opportunity. So wait for a downtrend in the market if you want to get into Apple. Anything below $300 I think is on sale. We could even see it up to, very unlikely, but 243, unless we get really bad news in the market. Then we could probably see something really strong pullback in the market. And another one that's one of my favorites is Tesla. I mean, Tesla is an amazing company to own long term for many years to come. I do think personally Tesla is going to be one of the biggest companies in the world, just due to their innovation, due to the way they do everything. So below this $825 mark is, I guess I would say, on sale. I do think it's still overpriced. I personally want to wait for this like $500 to $400 area. It's kind of hard to picture it coming down, but if you look at Tesla was a really good buying opportunity back then. I didn't have the capital to invest in it, but it trading around this basically this $200 area to one, even as low as 180 area, which was a really good buying opportunity in the stock, and then it just ripped. But I'm surprised, there's always been traders trading in basically Tesla, buying and shorting the stock, but Tesla is a really good company to hold long term in the future. So anything below basically this $800 mark, you want to start seeing it around kind of this $600 to $500 area before you start buying and investing in the company. We might see an uptrend still in the market, even up to it could even trade $1,200. It's kind of crazy to think, but I personally will wait until we see this $600 area to start investing in the company. $700 to $600 area. It's so much of a big gap down to see, but I would personally wait, and then I'll invest in Tesla. It doesn't matter how long I wait. I might wait a couple of months, but eventually we'll see a down leg in the market, and then that will be the time to invest on companies that are on sale. So hopefully this video helps you out, guys, whether you want to invest in the stock market and what stocks you should actually be buying now and be considering. All I ask of you, just make sure to subscribe below, hit that like button if you haven't yet, and I'll see you guys on the next video.